on this computer.
Hey, Erica.
Oh,
Hi.
mute all y'all too, because y'all are chatty. Okay, I forgot how to do that. And where do I go to do that? Somebody quick? It's like I've never done this before.
You go under participants.
Participants, thank you. And then I will mute everybody. And I'm going to unmute a few people real quick. I just want to say hi. Thank you so much for being here. Happy Saturday morning. I can tell you guys are super invested and excited about what's going on right now at One Hope, and you should be. I just did a little math right when I started this thing. Our team has added 77 people this month. Are you joking me right now? 77. I'm unmuting because I want to hear you all. Hang on. Hang on. Everybody, shout.
Wow.
77 people this month. On fire. On fire right now. It's unbelievable. And I want to say something that that I just realized yesterday. So Kaz and I have been together in the direct selling industry for close to 17 years. We've been in 3 businesses together, and she doesn't know that I'm going to say this, but I want you to raise your hand if you agree with me. Never in the history of ever have I ever experienced growth like this in any business I've ever been in. And we've been in some really great businesses that were good, strong businesses. This is the unicorn. This is the unicorn. You're in it. Congratulations. Good job. This is what you're always looking for when you join a direct selling company. If you have a business mind and you want to grow, you're here. So congratulations. I'm so glad you guys are all here. We get to all do it together. So what I wanted to do today really quickly, I'm not going to talk a whole lot. I've invited a couple of special guests to share some stuff with us, because this is the month we promote. This is the month you guys get to Senior Cause Entrepreneur. That's what this call is all about. I posted in the event. Kaz did a wonderful drawing of how you get to SCE. I want you to go look at that, and I want you to memorize it, because you will see how easy it is. Most of you on this call are at least halfway there. Thank you, Kaz. Kaz is holding it up right now. If I could make you center stage, does everybody see that? Nodding your heads if you see Kaz. Yeah, okay. It is you plus 2. Most of you are halfway there, okay? Some of you have everything in place. You need like 1 or 2 more sales. This is your time to shine, not only because the bonus is quadrupled. Instead of $50, you're getting $200 and another 100 next month. This is how you begin this business, and you're in it at the right time. So I am going to ask Kaz and Laura to kind of keep their eye on the chat box for me. I think people are shouting out, and I think that's what it is. But I've invited a couple of really special guests here today. The first one is Jody. And Jody, there's so many faces. I can't find you. Where are? There you are. I wanted to invite Jody. Jess invited me onto a similar call like this with her team. And I got to hear her story. And this is really going to be about how and why we invite people into our business. And that's really what you're doing. You're inviting people into an opportunity, okay? You're not asking for a favor. You're not asking for people to do anything that's extraordinary. You're asking them to be part of, get on the unicorn with me, right? So I just loved Jody's story so much that I wanted to invite her over to share it. So Jody, you're unmuted. Go get it.
Well, thanks, guys. Hi, everybody. Mwah. Good morning. I live in LA. I'm so happy to see you. I know a bunch of you are sort of in the Colorado-ish, right? Am I getting that right?
All over. Philly.
All over the country. That's even better. I can't wait to come out and see you. So who am I? Why am I here? What the heck's going on? I am with the corporate office. I am your new, what am I? National. Jess keeps asking, I keep asking, what the heck's my title? National Director of Field Development. So I have to take off my glasses because they're making me crazy. So I am working with the corporate office. I started in direct selling when my middle son was 6 months old. I'll show you a picture of my boys because I have to do this on every call and make everyone crazy. So there are the boys. So the middle one is in Okinawa now. He is a helicopter combat corpsman, and he was just put in quarantine because he was exposed. So you guys give me a little extra prayer. But I have great boys. So I was an art director and graphic designer, and never thought I'd do anything like this. Grew up in LA, went to University of Arizona, and then moved to the state of Washington, and couldn't be like a OCD art director and a brand new mommy at the same time. It just wasn't working in my life. Laurie, I don't think you know this part of the story. And one of my girlfriends was selling Pampered Chef, and I had never heard of anything like direct selling. It just wasn't on my radar. My mom never had Avon parties or Tupperware parties. And I knew one aunt who sold something, and she was like on the creepy side of my family. So I didn't have a great impression of anything direct selling. Am I giving you guys way too much information here? And my friend, I love to cook. I love to entertain. For me, like, food is love, and it's a way to express my joy with my family. And I had a friend selling Pampered Chef, and she was always going on these cruises and earning these free cruises and yo-yo dieting. When I met him, my husband was a movie producer and then became a police officer, and we moved to Washington. So his income was cut like by 3/4. So I had to make money. And Robin, my friend, not the Robin you guys know, but a different friend, Robin, was never asking me to host a party. She was never asking me to join her team. I thought it was because she thought I wasn't good enough. Or I thought she thought my husband was a creep because he was extremely abusive, but we didn't really talk about it. And so I thought she just didn't want to be around him. I mean, it was all, it's me, it's my fault. I'm not good enough. And then I found another direct selling company just by accident, DK, Dorling Kindersley Books. I'm like, oh, sign me up. Like, the kit's $50 for $300 worth of books. I have 3 boys. Great deal. I'll do this. And so I signed up. I went back to Robin the next day, and I said, look what I'm doing. I'm doing something like what you are with Pampered Chef. And she has olive skin like I do, and she just paled. And she's like, Jody, why aren't you selling Pampered Chef? And I said, Rob, you never asked me. I thought you would think I wasn't good enough. And I thought it was like a sorority and I needed to be invited into it. I didn't know that I could just raise my hand and say, I want to do this. This looks like fun. So I went on to recruit 30 people in my first month because I didn't know what I was doing, and was so excited and just like, oh my God, get the book. You'll get a great deal, So never underestimate the power of your new people and their lack of knowledge, and just let them shine and let them go. That company closed, and I went on to Southern Living at Home. And that's where I built the majority of my career, had a team of thousands. And what I shared on Jess's call, and I'll just share very quickly, was that my team, it was doing pretty well. We were at about 30. And then a couple years later, we were at about 250, but I wanted to get bigger, but I wanted to get bigger for me. And once I realized that I was blessing other people's lives and really helping them, I had a girlfriend come up to me and she was crying. We were on an incentive trip, and she said that her family was falling apart because they had a child in public school. The kid was being bullied, and they really wanted to put the kid in private school, but the husband was saying, no, it's too expensive. You can't do that. She came up to me and said, because of my Southern Living income, I've put my child in private school. He's not being bullied. Our whole life has turned around. And all of a sudden I'm like, oh my gosh, it's not about me. It's not about my goals, what I'm trying to achieve. It's about blessing other people's lives. And when I flipped that, and I taught the team to first offer the opportunity, they say no, then say, thank you for being honest with me. How about hosting a tasting? And they say, oh no, Jody, I'm sorry, I'm too busy, blah, blah, blah. There are a million excuses. I say, oh, you know what? No worries. Thank you for being honest with me. And I say that every time because I sincerely mean, thank you for being honest with me. I really appreciate it. And then they'll say, what? And then I'll say, well, how about our preferred customer program? Great way to get a discount on wine. So if I start with, do you want to buy? And they say no, end of conversation. If I start with, have you thought about joining? Have you thought about hosting? Have you thought about the preferred customer program? Have you thought about buying a single bottle and making an impact? Then I can keep that conversation open. And when I taught my team to do that, even more than doing it myself, which I did, and we had a recruiting culture, as you guys clearly do, with 77 new people on your team in 1 month, then the team went from 250 to around 1,000 within a year. So it's really flipping that mirror, stop thinking about what do I want, where do I want to go, what's my goal, and how can I help you achieve your goals and bless your life with this amazing opportunity at One Hope. So
Yeah. Thank you so much. Isn't that an awesome story, you guys? And I think that it's, it's there for all of us. And I the part I love the most is that moment when you realize, again, you're not asking a favor. You are offering an opportunity. And when you get that in your head, there's no stopping you, because what we have is real and it's beautiful. It's literally hope. And right now, we all need the hope, right? So thank you so much, Jody. Thank you for sharing that beginning part, because I hadn't heard that. And I don't know if you know, but I also have 3 boys.
Oh,
And we're boy moms. I love it.
Thank
Thank you so much.
Keep in mind, it's your job to ask. It's their job to say yes, no, or maybe. And those are the only 3 answers you're going to get.
Yeah, that's a great perspective. That's a great perspective. Thank you. And thanks for getting up so early in California and looking cute and all that. You're awesome. Okay. And I wanted to also just really quickly say that I forgot to mention your fabulous leaders who are also on this call. So thanks for Laura Demetrio being here, Kaz Alot. We have some budding leaders coming up on here that have their teams on here. So thanks to everybody for being here. Erin, Betsy, you guys are awesome. So good job getting all your teams here. Okay, are you ready? Buckle up. I have invited Jess Landau, who I cannot unmute for some reason. You'll have to unmute yourself, girl. There you go. Jess is here to give us a little inspiration, a little kick in the butt, talk about what she's up to, and share sort of her experience. Go get it, Jess.
Okay, so I have like all these thoughts that are going through my head, so I'm just going to be Jess, and we'll just see what kind of comes out of my mouth, and y'all are used to that, so congratulations. But first off, I just want to say, Jody, thank you for sharing that story, because I want to let you guys know also, just be Jess. That's the good news and the bad news. So the Jody story about like kind of changing the mirror and making it about somebody else, I'm kind of that person where this opportunity has changed my life. I'm going to give you a quick little background. If you guys don't know, I got into direct sales because I needed money, clearly. But I went to a party where somebody was doing a jewelry party, and I just went to go support. And I was that person, okay? I bought the cheapest thing on the table, okay? It was a $19 bracelet. I think it like broke within 2 days. I never saw it again. But like I literally bought the least expensive thing because I said I was coming to this party, so I was going to support my friend. And the girl there overheard me talking about how I was actually getting ordained to marry people, which is ironic because what people didn't know in the background, and I can't believe this is being recorded and I'm sharing this, is that I was actually in the middle of trying to figure out how to get a divorce. So here I am getting ordained to marry people, trying to make some extra money, and all this was happening. And the girl who was working that party, her name is Meg, and she literally just said to me, like, why don't you just do this? You could make thousands of dollars selling jewelry instead of marrying other people. And sure enough, I sold thousands of dollars in jewelry, and I made $0 marrying people. And to this day, I still say that she has changed my life. I invited her to my wedding. I invited her to my suitcase challenge wine. Like, this woman literally changed my life, and I'm forever in debt to her. And what I can tell you guys is it takes 20 seconds of courage to change somebody else's life. And I've never, ever, and like I get chills inside of me still thinking about her, and I could literally cry. Like, this woman will never, ever leave. Like, I am loyal AF to this woman because she took 20 seconds to offer me an opportunity that changed my life, which then brought me to One Hope, because that's how I ended up meeting Kendra through the other company. And you guys have seen my journey. Like, I married the love of my life because of One Hope Wine. Like, I paid for our wedding through this. So like, I just want you to realize 20 seconds of courage, what Jody's saying is the most true thing that I could share with you guys. 20 seconds. Who cares if they say no to you? If they say yes, you literally just changed somebody else's life because you were brave enough to offer them something. Okay. The other thing that I was going to share with you guys is, holy cow, you have 77 people on your team. Like, when Laurie said that, I was like, oh snap. And I'm not going to lie, Jess Landau got a little bit competitive inside, and I went and checked my numbers while she was talking, and y'all are beating me, and I'm kind of frustrated. So game on for that. Okay. I'm just going to say it. I love all you, but game on. Core crew is going to find out that we're losing, and that's not cool. So keep spreading hope, because you're like literally badasses. The other thing that I was going to share with you, and this is something that I share with my team all the time. Okay. So yes, the 20 seconds of courage, but also when you're starting to help your teammates grow too, start letting them know right away from the beginning, like, who do you want on your dream team? Who's that person that if you found out they joined somebody else's team, like if you found out they joined my team and you'd be like, oh, I'm pissed at Jess, like, you can't be mad at me because you know I'm going to ask people. Like, you actually can't be mad at me, right? But if you didn't ask her, you have to be upset with yourself, right? Like, she didn't know you were doing that. So I always tell people, who do you want on your dream team that you do not want on somebody else's team? Do you want it? You don't want your best friend there. You don't want your aunt there. You don't want your neighbor there. You don't want your cousin there. You don't want your ex-husband's girlfriend there. Like, whoever it is, you do not want them on somebody else's team. Okay. So go and make sure that you are asking them. Okay. And I literally just last night, this happened. I got a text from one of my girls, and she goes, ugh, I asked this girl to be on my team back in December, and she just signed up on somebody else's team. So here's the second part. Just because you ask doesn't mean you can't follow up. Okay. Because one of the things that you're going to hear Kaz and Laura, Aaron, you've heard this a million times. Laurie, you're going to hear that people say it takes sometimes 1, 2, 3, 4 times for somebody to hear it, for it to finally click. Okay. So just because you ask for the first time doesn't mean you get to have it. All right. This girl literally said, she asked her back in December. She said, maybe I'll follow up, I don't know. Like, it wasn't like a yes or a no. It was just kind of wishy-washy. Well, somebody else turned around and asked, and now she was ready. So she joined. So even though somebody maybe has said no to you in the past or given you the maybe, don't be afraid to follow up, especially right now, you guys. $29. Like, y'all, in 4 years, this has never happened, ever. Like, and to get paid because then you're going to buy your own wine and you basically got paid to start your own business. I don't think that that's a real life thing. I don't know anywhere else where you get paid to start a job, like where you pay to buy in and then you get paid right away. So anyways, those are kind of my big things for you guys. I just went on 2 different tangents, but those are like the 2 big things that, like, when Jody shares her story, I am proof of that story, that you can change somebody else's life. And then 2, do not let your best friend sign up underneath me. Okay. Because you're going to hate me and I didn't do anything. I just offered somebody the opportunity.
Absolutely, Jess. Thank you so much. I have to laugh because as you're talking, I want to show you something. This is a pair of Silpata earrings that I bought 17 years ago at a party. They were the cheapest thing at the party. Guess who didn't ask me to join their team?
Oh, shame on them.
Big mistake.
Yeah.
Huge. Sorry, a little pretty boomer. But they just happened to be sitting on my desk and I'm like, oh my gosh, I am that girl.
Right?
So,
Girl too.
so always ask. I've written down a lot of notes here. I want to ask Laura also to talk, and I'm going to ask Kaz to talk, and then I'm going to ask Betsy to talk. I only want to keep this for not very long, but I want these guys all have incredible things to share with you, and I hope you're getting even one thing out of this. Right, Kaz is like, it could have been a whole different story. No joke, right? Yeah. So Laura, is there anything you want to share that you find is, really poignant for you?
Well, I was just going to comment as far as the follow-up. And also when you're reaching out to somebody, I feel like sometimes we're like, ooh, maybe if I kind of give like a subtle hint that they know that I'm sharing the opportunity with them. But I think it's super important that you have to like full out ask, because sometimes they don't really understand what you're saying. So just asking, and kind of like what everyone's saying is like, you are offering them something that could completely change their lives. And you don't know what it is. I mean, it might not even be necessarily the money, but it might be just that they want to be a part of a community and they want to work on themselves, or, you know, they want to do vacations or charity. Like, you don't know why they're looking for One Hope, and it's just important that we share it. And to follow up, big time.
But big time. I didn't know I was on mute, but that just really goes right back to what Jody was saying. That really struck me is how she felt when that person didn't ask her and then the next person did. And she thought, well, I guess she doesn't think I'm very good. Like, that would be me. That's how I would think, you know, like, well, I guess she doesn't think I can do it or whatever. Like, you don't want anybody to feel that way. Thank you so much, Laura. That's awesome. Kaz, is there anything that you want to chime in with?
Of course there is, yes. Laura actually stole what I was going to say. But here's what I would say. Set yourself a challenge. And I know Laurie and I have done this in the past. Every event you do, whether it's in person or virtual right now, make yourself a challenge that you're going to ask every single person to join the company. You're going to ask every single person to host an event. You're going to ask every single person who they know, who could use some extra money, could use some extra time, all the things that Laura just talked about. Because, yeah, people want different things out of a business like this. And somewhere I've got a card. Do you remember those cards that we had that have like the 5 reasons that people join a business? I don't remember what they are, but it's like money, time, community. I can't remember. There's 5 main things. You never know when it's going to be the right time for someone. Yesterday, you could have asked them and they said no. Today, their life could have changed. Today could be the day they say yes. So just keep in front of people. Being consistently persistent is a phrase that I like, because you're not being like in their face, but you're just letting them know that you're ready. When they're ready, when you're ready, I'm ready. My hand's out here. I'm waiting to grab yours, and let's go along for the ride, because it's so much fun. And for brand new people, grab a couple friends and bring them with you, because that is so much more fun to do the trainings together, to learn together, to support each other together. And right now, with the $29 startup, with the SCE challenge, and I that thing that I showed you and Laurie talked about earlier, that I posted in the community page and the Dream Crew, I added to it today, because what I realized as I was dreaming last night, is that when you, as a new person in your fast start, or you have people in your fast start, when they hit that SCE challenge and become an SCE this month, they're inviting 2 friends along for the ride who sell 300. You, as the new SCE promoting, are selling six packs and bringing on 2 people. Guess what? That's 2 bunches. Each bunch is worth $120, so $240 plus the $200 you get for promoting to SCE, plus the commission you're making on all of it. If someone is in a fix right now for income, give them that story.
And Kaz, if the girl under you also promotes to SCE, you'll earn an additional $200.
Right. And then everyone is going to be getting the 300 host kit. So the host kit that you get in that first month in Fast Start, that you qualify with $300. I mean, there's so many layers of this thing. The more you look at it, it's like the more layers, the more money flies out. Right now, a lot of people need money.
Yeah. I love that you're bringing it in different layers, for sure. Yeah. Who was talking?
I just said time out. Sorry. So Kaz, in regards to the comment also about everyone needs money, I heard something that was also very cool. If you had somebody on your team who's like, oh, I don't really need the $200, you know what? Tell that person, then go get that $200 for somebody else, because there's a lot of people who do need that money right now. There's restaurants who need it. There's nonprofits who need it. There's local communities with food banks that need it. So if somebody were to say that to you, I'm just chiming in real fast, because I was like, everybody could use $200 right about now. So you find it and you give it to somebody else and you pay it forward, because we share hope. That's what we do.
Yeah. Yeah, I like that. Even our governor is even saying, if you get that check, if you get that stimulus check and you don't need it, please go donate it to the food bank, or please go donate it to, somebody that does need it, because not everybody does need it, but somebody does. And you have that opportunity for somebody.
And one more thing,
oh yeah, sorry.
Just quickly adding into that, you can also provide scholarships to join One Hope. So,
right.
I mean, you have to figure that out, but if there's someone that you think, gosh, they really could use this and they're really keen and they're going to build a business, pay for them.
Well, actually, One Hope will help them. So with this $29 offer, you don't have to pay for it for them. One Hope is offering to help people get started. So if you know somebody who's really in a world of hurt and you know that this might work for them, get them connected with corporate office, and corporate will help them. So, I mean, do we want to grow a big, thriving, awesome, profitable business? 1,000%. But we are also based on the foundation to give back with everything that we do. And if we can help somebody, we're going to do that. So, Betsy, I know she's got to get off and teach a class, but you've had the most incredible month. I want you to share what flipped the switch for you.
Well, first of all, thanks for putting me on blast. I would have at least brushed my hair, put some makeup on or something. My goodness. I thought I was just going to be able to hide in the back and nobody would have to look at me. So yeah, this month has been absolutely incredible. 3 of my 5 girls are on the call right now, so that makes me so happy also to know that you guys are all about this journey with me. I think what flipped the switch, I have no idea. I really don't. So a lot of you probably don't know, I lost my job about 3 weeks ago. I had another job lined up to start April 1st. They emailed me the week before and said, we're no longer hiring because everybody's worked from home. And so we're on a hiring freeze. So I was like, oh my gosh, what do I do? And then I realized I was in a position that I've wanted to be in for the past 2.5 years that I've been with One Hope, where I'm fortunate to be able to collect unemployment. But that is allowing me to spend time with One Hope and really devote the energy that I've always wanted to put into the company. I just haven't had the time to do. And so I guess maybe what happened was just posting constantly about it, and I did tug on the heartstrings. I gave some shameless plugs to my family and said, listen, One Hope is now my main job, so if there's anything that you can do, if you can support me in any way, I would really appreciate it. I always tell people that if times are tough and you're not looking to start a business and you can't afford to buy a half case of wine, then share my posts, like my posts, give my information out to people who would be able to, who would be looking into it, just any sort of support. And then another thing that I was thinking too is to share your success. I felt pretty silly when I got SCE at the beginning of the month, but I was like, you know what, this is a big accomplishment. I'm gonna be proud of it. So I screenshotted the shout out in the Dream Crew page and I put it on my page, and I was like, oh my gosh, guys, big things are happening. This is awesome. And I've always said that I don't have a great support system as far as direct sales goes with my family and friends. But when I posted that, I got so many reactions to it, and it was just so heartwarming that, oh, okay, I do have the support. I'm in my own head a lot of the time thinking that I don't have the support, but everybody's there. Everybody's cheering you on. Nobody wants to see you fail. So I think sharing your success and keeping people happy and excited, I think that just fuels the fire and people want to be a part of it. So
yay.
I feel like I rambled, but there you go.
Yeah, great. I think you had some really, really important pieces here. What I see is happening on your team is that excitement is building excitement, is building excitement, is building excitement. Just like you said, share that. Shout yourself out, let people know, because everybody wants a piece of that. Everybody sees your excitement and your bubbles and they want to be part of that. So, okay, Erin, anything that you want to toss in, and then we're going to wrap it up because I want people to get on with their days. You've got calls to make, you've got people to invite.
No, honestly, the thing that I'm doing right now is when everybody's talking, I'm writing down people that maybe I hadn't thought of. What resonated with me was the yes. They're either going to say yes, no, or maybe. I reached out to a realtor who was also a member of Team Rubicon, which I think is the coolest thing ever. And he's like, oh no, but I will continue to support you. I'm like, okay, I got one no. I'm going to keep going. I'm going to go for 10. And I just did like 2 or 3 reach outs while I was listening.
Awesome.
Yeah. So
I think one of the things that Erin is a super great example of is perseverance. Erin doesn't stop. She doesn't stop. She doesn't stop. She knows what she's got. She knows what her offer is. She's been a big part of it. She's experienced it, and she's not going to stop. She just keeps offering it and offering it and offering it. So,
and I am going to reach out to, and I'll say it because there's new people that, so Laurie and I had a quick conversation because I was like, need your opinion. I have one of my biggest customers' daughter is kind of messaged me. So tell me a little bit more, and then kind of backed away. And then, oh, I haven't had time to talk to my husband. And so she's kind of one of those, maybe yes, maybe no. It's time for me to I'm just going to call. Because I was like, Laurie, what do I do? Do I offer this opportunity? I know I should always offer it, but I'm like, her mom is like one of my biggest customers. Do I want to lose that? And could you share your response to that? Because I was like, you're right. I just needed I needed someone to tell me that, yes, you have to offer this. So I'm calling as soon as we get off the phone.
And then you're going to text me and tell me how it went. It can be scary. It can be scary that's your biggest customer. What if I lose my biggest customer? So what? There's a billion more customers out there. You'll have other great customers. This is an opportunity for this woman to, she's already asking you. It'll be fine. There's always more business. There's enough business for everybody. There's more than enough. So, all right, you guys, I want to go.
Laurie, can I add just one statement of clarity to my yes, no, and maybe thing? So in my world, yes means, all right, I'm ready to go. And that doesn't mean, okay, when. It means, okay, I've got my laptop. Let's enroll you now. Don't give them the option to try and figure out when they're going to enroll. Help them with, even if you're typing it in and they're getting their information, get them signed up immediately. Maybe means I need more information. That's all it means. So how can I help you? Where are you stuck? What's getting in your way? Are some questions for that. And no never means no. It means not now.
100%. No, and you can even clarify. Does that mean no forever or just no right now?
Right.
Because that gives you permission. And I'm just going to do one more shout out, and that is to Michaela Jones, who I've been talking to for over a year. She's hosted 3 tastings for me, and it wasn't her time. It wasn't her time. It wasn't her time. And then boom, it was her time. So there is proof right there. And there's other people on this call that have had that experience as well. So always follow up, always clarify, no right now, or no forever, because very rarely is anybody going to say no forever. Trust me. They're going to say just not right now, which gives you license to come back again. So you guys are amazing. Please, this was some really valuable information. I've recorded this, obviously. I'll share it on our page. Please go out there and ask 10 people today. Send 10 text messages, make 5 phone calls, whatever it's going to do. This is a beautiful offer. Have people get on the unicorn with you and let's fly. Okay. You guys are awesome. Thank you everybody for coming. Thanks Jess. Thanks Jody. Thanks Kaz and Laura. Everybody that shared, you guys are amazing. Okay. Go have a beautiful day. You guys are amazing.
Thanks for an amazing team.
Woo!